Look at your smartphone. Hold it. This miniature supercomputer in your palm, connecting you to a global network. We think of progress as a straight line, don't we? Cave to wheel, steam engine to artificial intelligence, a relentless march forward. But history isn't a straight line. It's a spiral. Flashes of brilliant, almost impossible technology, then loss, then rediscovery, sometimes thousands of years later. What if I told you that beneath the shifting sands of the Sahara, AI has unearthed a structure that rewrites everything we thought we knew about ancient engineering? Not a simple ruin, not just a temple. We're talking about a subterranean labyrinth, a complex of chambers and conduits thousands of years too early for its time. Imagine a fully integrated smart home system, but for an entire hidden city. Precision-cut channels, interlocking stone plates, all designed to manage air, water, and even light with an accuracy that would challenge modern laser cutters. That's like discovering a fully functional air conditioning unit in a pyramid. The sheer scale. Picture a network spanning an area the size of 40 football fields, buried 100 feet deep. The weight of the stone moved. That's like 40 battle tanks. This wasn't magic, it was physics. And the mystery isn't, could they? It's, why didn't it spread? Get ready. We're about to peel back the layers of forgotten ingenuity. Imagine you're an AI sifting through petabytes of satellite imagery, not for faces or cars, but for anomalies in the very fabric of the Earth. That's how it began. A subtle gravimetric distortion, a blip deep beneath the Sahara, a signature that simply shouldn't exist. Forget the whispers of Atlantis, the ancient alien probes, the magic explanations for a moment. What the AI flagged was a colossal, geometrically perfect structure, not a natural cave, not a geological fluke. This was engineered, buried hundreds of meters beneath sand and rock, spanning an area the size of a modern capital district. Look, we're talking about an underground complex with a footprint comparable to a 9-story building, laid flat across dozens of square kilometers. Its sheer mass, its precise angles, scream intent. This wasn't just a dwelling. This was a system, a vast network of chambers, passages, conduits, all hidden, all silent, for millennia. The initial scans gave us the what and the how, immediately ignited every wild theory. Ancient astronauts, lost civilizations with anti-gravity tech. Fun stories. But we're techno-archivists. We don't chase ghosts. We follow physics. And the physics here, while mind-bending for the era, points to human ingenuity pushed to its absolute limit. How do you carve such precision into solid rock hundreds of feet down without modern tools? This wasn't magic. It was physics. They didn't need miracles. They needed margins. Ground-penetrating radar, combined with seismic tomography, revealed something incredible. The excavation wasn't brute force. It was a calculated surgical removal of material. Think of it like a giant ancient version of a modern tunnel boring machine, not powered by electricity, but by leverage, by water pressure, by thermal expansion and contraction, by a deep understanding of rock mechanics. They exploited fault lines, used controlled, localized heat to fracture rock, then rapid cooling to shatter it. Imagine superheated steam blasting weak points. It's like boiling a pot of water. Pressure builds, finds the weakest point, boom. Not an explosion, but a controlled, engineered fracturing. The debris, lifted through vertical shafts, perhaps by counterweighted systems, so efficient they make our modern cranes look clumsy. The mystery isn't, could they? It's, why didn't it spread? And why was such a monumental achievement, a testament to advanced engineering, so meticulously buried? The initial scans gave us the what and hinted at the how, but the why remains lost in the desert's silence. It points to a civilization that understood physics at a level we once thought impossible for that era, a civilization that could build a hidden city and then, for reasons we have yet to uncover, chose to let the sands swallow it whole. Welcome to the next layer of impossible. Now watch. Our advanced LiDAR units, dropped into boreholes hundreds of meters deep, didn't just map a void, they painted a staggering, almost offensive picture. This wasn't just big, it was surgically precise. Look at these scans. Walls smoother than anything achievable with ancient hand tools. We're talking surfaces that would make a modern granite polisher blush. Angles that deviate by less than a millimeter over tens of meters. That's like building a 9-story building and having its top floor perfectly plumb with the base, without a single modern laser level. The precision is beyond what we thought possible without computer-aided design. We're talking about crude tunnels here. Picture this. A vast, interconnected network of perfectly aligned light conduits designed to funnel natural light deep into the earth, alongside intricate air conditioning shafts that maintained stable temperatures year-round. This was the ancient world's most sophisticated, automated defense system, not just carved, but engineered from solid bedrock. Imagine a fortress built by a geological process, but guided by an intellect. Forget the whispers of Atlantean crystal cities or alien laser drills. This wasn't magic. This was material science. Our sonar and electromagnetic scans peeled back the layers, revealing the labyrinth structure wasn't simply carved rock. It was a fused, vitrified material. Think of it, a form of geopolymer concrete, an ancient glass rock, incredibly strong, durable, and in places even translucent. Imagine a natural obsidian flow, but controlled, directed, and shaped to structural perfection. It's like taking the raw, destructive power of a volcano and turning it into a construction material, shaping it while molten, then allowing it to solidify into a permanent, almost indestructible form. This wasn't magic. It was physics. The sheer scale, the material integrity, the precision. It defies every textbook on ancient construction. The mystery isn't, could they? The residual itch, the real problem, is how did they manufacture and manipulate such advanced materials on this scale? And why did this revolutionary technology simply vanish? Why didn't it spread, becoming the foundation of every subsequent civilization? History isn't a straight line. It's a spiral. We just talked about the impossible material, the vitrified rock. Now, imagine walking into it. Picture this, an entire civilization living below ground, not in dank, claustrophobic caves, but in a perfectly regulated, illuminated environment. The labyrinth wasn't just shelter. It was a smart home for thousands. A sophisticated, automated habitat, thousands of years before the first Roman bathhouse, before the first aqueduct even dreamed of moving water, let alone air. Forget the myths of subterranean monsters or magic crystals. These people weren't relying on miracles. They were engineers. Our AI-enhanced fluid dynamic models, running billions of simulations, show a sophisticated air conditioning system, not a primitive fan. Imagine your home's HVAC quietly humming, but powered by the planet itself. Geothermal vents deep below created pressure differentials. Think of it like a giant natural chimney effect, precisely controlled. Cooler, denser air was drawn from lower strata, circulated through a network of cut channels, forcing warmer air upwards and out. This maintained a constant, comfortable 22 degrees Celsius, even as the brutal desert raged at 50 degrees above. It's the exact same principle as opening a shady window to pull air through, but on an unimaginable geological scale, sustained for millennia. And light. Look. Picture vast underground chambers, not lit by flickering torches, but by pure, channeled sunlight. These were light conduits, intricate systems of highly polished surfaces, possibly even crystalline pipes, acting like ancient fiber optics. Giant parabolic mirrors on the surface tracked the sun, focusing its rays into these conduits, delivering natural illumination deep into the complex. Imagine a perfectly engineered light pipe, bringing daylight to every space. They didn't need miracles. They needed margins. They needed reliable, free energy, and they found it in the sun and the earth. This wasn't magic. This was pure physics, a profound, lost understanding of atmospheric pressure, material reflectivity, and thermal regulation, applied with a precision we're only just beginning to replicate. The mystery isn't, could they? The real question, the one that keeps me up at night, is how did they keep it a secret? Why wasn't every subsequent civilization living in these perfectly climate-controlled, sunlit, underground cities, why did this revolutionary knowledge simply vanish? The answer, as always, lies not in the impossible, but in the inconvenient. History isn't a straight line. It's a spiral. History isn't a straight line, it's a spiral. But light and air, as vital as they are, represent only two parts of the equation for a hidden civilization. Look closer at the schematics. This wasn't just about breathing and seeing. This was a fully integrated, self-sustaining ecosystem. We're talking about a closed-loop water recycling system, drawing from deep aquifers, purified and then meticulously distributed through a network of pressurized pipes. Imagine you're standing in one of their vast underground reservoirs. These colossal tanks, each holding enough pure water to supply a small, modern town for a year. That's like 40 Olympic swimming pools, were fed not just by ancient wells, but by sophisticated condensation chambers. Think about your modern dehumidifier, pulling moisture from the air, but on an industrial scale, coupled with geological filtration. They created fresh water from their subterranean atmosphere, providing a constant, purified supply to a population hidden from the sun. This was a vending machine level of resource management. For an entire city, they didn't need miracles, they needed margins. Now watch, we move from sustaining life to defending it. Certain sections of this labyrinth could be sealed off, flooded, or even have their air supply precisely altered, turning parts of the complex into impassable barriers or deadly traps. Picture the automated defenses of a modern military base, but instead of laser grids, they used intricate hydraulics and pneumatics to reshape their environment. It's like the ballast tanks on a submarine, or the airlocks on a space station, integrated into the very structural integrity of the city. A computer-controlled security grid without silicon. And this wasn't magic, it was physics. A profound applied understanding of fluid dynamics, atmospheric pressure, and structural engineering, all working in concert. The mystery isn't, could they? It's, why didn't it spread? And the residual itch, the questions screaming from these blueprints. What external threat justified such an elaborate hidden existence? What drove an entire civilization underground to build such a meticulous automated world, only for this revolutionary knowledge to be utterly lost to the sands of time? Welcome back. We've explored impossible engineering, an automated subterranean city, a smart home on a colossal scale, with environmental controls, automated defense, light conduits defying its age. This wasn't magic, it was physics, a civilization building a computer-controlled security grid without silicon, millennia before microchips. Look at your smartphone. Now, imagine its functional equivalent, built with stone, water, and air pressure. Audacity, genius. Now here's the problem. The profound mystery isn't, could they build it? It's, why didn't it spread? Why did this monumental leap, this clear evidence of advanced understanding, vanish without a trace, leaving only an echo for our AI to find? The answer, as always, isn't about magic. It's about margins. Picture your custom, hyper-advanced mansion. Every component, regulators, waste disposal is unique. Few understand its maintenance. Scale to a city. This subterranean labyrinth was a triumph of physics, but a profound tragedy of economics. The sheer energy for its climate control, light conduits, fluidic automation, astronomical. Think a modern skyscraper's energy bill multiplied by 1,000 in an ancient world. Specialized labor. Every repair, every adjustment demanded highly specific knowledge, confined to an elite. They didn't need miracles. They needed viable supply chains, accessible resources, standardized parts. This wasn't a mass-produced toaster. It was a bespoke supercomputer needing constant, meticulous attention from dwindling experts, political upheaval, natural disaster, institutional memory loss. Any could cripple the system. It wasn't robust. It was exquisitely fragile. The moment cost-benefit tipped, margins disappeared, making this marvel unsustainable. History isn't a straight line. It's a spiral. Sometimes brilliant innovations are simply too far ahead, too resource-intensive, too specialized, too fragile to scale. This technology was an exclusive luxury, an engineering dead end, doomed by its own brilliance and ancient logistics. Now watch. Imagine future archaeologists, millennia from now, sifting our ruins. They find a preserved server farm humming in a buried bunker, our fiber optics, smart grids, automated factories. And they ask, why didn't it last? What makes us so sure our centralized, energy-intensive, interdependent systems are any less fragile? If they forgot, what makes us think we won't? We've peeled back the layers of the Sahara, not with shovels, but with satellites and AI, revealing a truth that shatters our linear view of history. This wasn't magic. It was physics, applied with a sophistication we are only now beginning to grasp. History isn't a straight line. It's a spiral, and the labyrinth is a stark reminder that brilliant flashes of technology can appear, thrive, and then vanish, leaving only questions about the societies that birthed them. Look at the evidence. We've seen automated defense systems, smart homes, climate control, even a rudimentary computer, not as isolated curiosities, but as components of a vast, interconnected infrastructure. The scale of it, the engineering precision, it demands a re-evaluation of every textbook. The mystery isn't, could they? It's, why didn't it spread? They didn't need miracles. They needed margins. The labyrinth, for all its marvel, was a bespoke system, inherently fragile, a testament to what a society could achieve, but not what it could sustain universally. Now, imagine archaeologists 5,000 years from now, sifting through the ruins of our own civilization. They find our data centers, buried under layers of sediment and forgotten lore. Think of the climate-controlled server farms, the automated factories, the vast fiber-optic networks humming beneath our cities. They uncover our smart grids, our self-driving vehicles, our global communication network. They see the energy demands, the highly specialized maintenance, the interconnected fragility of it all. Will they wonder at our impossible technology? Will they dismiss it as magic, or piece together the economic and social collapse that made our smart world disappear? They will see the immense cost, the reliance on an unbroken chain of resource extraction, energy flow, and human expertise. They will see the centralized vulnerabilities. The labyrinth is a mirror, reflecting not just a lost past, but a potential future. If they forgot how to maintain a global network of smart systems, what makes us think we won't? This wasn't magic. It was physics. And the physics of collapse, of unsustainable complexity, is universal.